Hello everyone, it's Susan here. So as you can see, I have on my desk, it's a 9 by 12 pocket sheet, and it has the 9 3 by 4 pockets in it. And I really enjoy using this particular format because I feel like I get to use a lot of my 3 by 4 cards. So, yeah, I totally enjoy it. And what I do, and you can see right there, right to the left, I go through my photos, I go through the collection of cards that I want to use. I go through my embellishments that I have around, and I place everything on each of the cards. Sorry if you can hear that. Somebody's printing something, and the printer's right next to me. But anyway, so that is what I'd like to do before I actually start putting anything down. This first 3 by 4 right here, that is actually a frame from Ellie's studio. And I'm putting a piece of washi on it that is from Freckled Fawn. Throughout this video, you're going to hear me talk about Freckled Fawn a lot because I'm pretty sure that it is the company that I purchase from the most. They have really good sales, and I feel like I need everything that they have. The only thing that I don't purchase from them is the Traveler's Notebook sized papers. So yeah, but washi, the label stickers, I don't know, wood veneer, what else? I don't know, everything I buy from them. And yeah. So what I realized was, as I'm working with this first card, is that it was very flimsy. I mean, you saw me attach the photo to it with just some washi tape, and it just felt flimsy, right? So I'm like, you know what? I really need to back it with a 3 by 4 card. So I went through my stash of solid 3 by 4 cards, and yeah, I went with the brown one. I mean, you can see it ever so slightly on both sides of the photo. But yeah, I felt better once I did that because I didn't feel like it was going to fall apart. So, and that paper clip right there, I don't know. I got it, I'm sure, Tuesday morning. I have a whole bunch of them, all different colors. And I saw that one and I grabbed it because I do like to use an occasional paper clip. And I actually used, I think, 2 on this spread. So this particular sticker sheet right here is a Prima sticker sheet. And it's called Flirty Flower. And I like the colors on it because this spread has a lot of different shades of green. And yeah, I thought it worked out pretty well. So as you can see here, that paper clip it is just not going to fit on the side. So I end up putting it up at the top, and then I realized, oh my gosh, well, now I have a big space at the bottom of that frame. So I go back to this sticker sheet, and I end up pulling a sticker that says photo time. And it was perfect, and I put it right in that little spot, and that was all it needed. So I was happy with that. And I'm in my pajamas. You can see my pajamas. Hey, what can I say? So now I'm going to go on to the next card. And what I wanted to mention about this particular video is normally I do a lot of editing. I'm the kind of person that I kind of feel like the quicker things seem to move, the better it is. So like if I'm watching another video or just when I'm editing my own, I feel like I want to keep it really moving. But on this particular video, I did not do that. So you're going to see really my thought process. Like here I'm going through some stamps. Was there one that I could use on this particular photo? And I ended up pulling out this, this, who makes this? Oh my gosh. Studio Calico. Oh my gosh. This Studio Calico stamp set. And that Brilliance white ink is just awesomeness. I love it. I love it. I love it. I've only been using it for, I don't even think, a month now, but I do love it. So I can highly recommend that. And I'm setting that stamp aside because, well, I don't have a stamp cleaner up like on this floor. So right now it's downstairs in my basement where I store my crafty, artsy products that I'm not using at the moment. So I do have the older Stampin' Up! Stamp cleaner, that pad that has the two sides to it. One is a little bit, thicker than the other side. So I just have to go down and get that. So that Brilliance ink really, a lot goes onto the stamp, and I do want to clean it off. Otherwise, I don't clean my stamps. So you'll see when I stamp with archival ink, I don't clean it. I don't. I very rarely, once in a while, I'll stamp off on another piece of paper, but I'm not one of those that have to have, like nice clear stamps. No, that doesn't bother me. So here I am adding a frame and a little saying on the inside on this card. The frame is from Pink Fresh Studio. And the little piece on the inside says Happy Day. And that blue like leaf thing, that's actually illustrated faith. On the top, I'm writing, even amidst a global pandemic, there is joy. So, so I was really happy with that card. It was very, I want to say plain, but pretty. Like really, I thought it was really pretty. And this is where I put another paper clip up on top. And Tracy, I think I got that from you. I don't know. I might have bought that one. I'm not sure. But it needed just a little something. So I just take my writing pen and just do a really messy little outline. And it just adds, that finishing touch. But what I was starting to say before was that, I'm not doing a lot of editing on this particular video. The only time where I edited at all was if I was writing something, and I don't think that you need to watch me write, a whole entire card. Or if I was like looking through the stickers, and sometimes when you're looking at like a sticker sheet and you're reading two sides of a sticker sheet, it takes, a minute. So I didn't think that you needed to watch me do that either. But here is some more of my favorite Freckled Fawn products, which is the chipboards. And I do really, really enjoy those as well. And that round piece that says always be you, I don't know. It could be Ellie Studio. It could be. And then I just put a little chipboard there. It says home sweet home. And so I wanted to add at least one more thing onto this particular card. So this washi tape is from, guess where? Yes, Freckled Fawn. And it was just what that little card needed. And I do end up using it on another card on this spread as well. So throughout, I do use little embellishments that are gold and shiny. So yeah, so this was a lot of fun. So this top clear piece is made by Prima. It's a transparency. I've had them for like a gazillion years. And then that blue card is from Allie Edwards. And the blue card says these are the very best days. And then the transparency on top, it says lovely evening. And yeah, I want to try to use those up. And that little flare has a little sloth like hanging over a branch. So super, super, super cute. And then for to cover up that little hole, I decided to put a Prima flower on it. And here I decide to zoom in a little bit. That's a Prima flower. I've had those for a gazillion years as well. But I took the sticky little foam thing off the back. Excuse me. And yeah, and I glued it down, and that covered the little hole. So I was good with that. And now this next card, I'm going back to my Studio Calico stamps. When I first pulled that stamp set out, I'm like, I'm going to use one of those TVs and, write the word no inside of it, because I don't even have a TV. I do not have a TV. If I want to watch my shows, I do it on Hulu, or sometimes I watch Netflix, and sometimes I watch the Amazon Video. And right here, I messed up a little bit because the two L's had hit the photo, and then I picked it up again, and then I stamped. So it's a little messy, but you can barely tell. And and of course that says just chill, and I thought it was so, so, so perfect for this particular night. Now, as you have, heard me say in other videos, that it's hard for me to get photos of my granddaughter where I get her face. And it was just a perfect, perfect night. And I will explain a little bit further on about why it was so perfect. So now I'm looking through, more of my Freckled Fawn products. And I end up going with that Yes Girl at the top up there. So like I mentioned before, this spread, it has different shades of green. But I do have to say that all of the navy blue on it, I loved it. I mean, I almost never use navy blue. But, oh my gosh, I'm like really, really, really loving it at this point. So here is where I added just a little bit more of that washi tape. And I go back to these enamel dots, which are actually Echo Park. And I don't normally use such deep, dark colors, but they were just perfect for this particular spread because, well, my sofa is like the brown leather and she was wearing black. So there wasn't a lot of bright colors, to be had in the photos. Yeah. So now this 3x4 card, I'm just adding this sentiment, which is actually from Felicity Jane. And it fit there perfectly. And I knew underneath that I wanted to put with Madison. So my happy place with Madison. So that's my granddaughter's name. So originally, as you'll see here, I thought I was going to put it all on one row, right? And you'll see that I don't. So see, I left all this this fidgeting with these letters in this video. Normally, I may have cut that out, only because I kind of feel like it doesn't serve a purpose Right? Do you really need to see me struggle with the letters? I don't know. Let me know. But so then I decided, well, no, I'm gonna do it on 2 rows. So I ended up, um, going starting with the beginning of her name, where up on top I started at the end of her name. But so I just moved those letters down, and that was all good and wonderful. And those letters are from Feed Your Craft. And I am not a big alpha person, which you've heard me say before, but I do like these block letters. So these I do use. So again, these are navy blue with the navy blue border on that card. Just loving it. Just loving the blue. Really enjoying it. And again, I just wanted to put a little bit extra around. Very messy on purpose, right? And I like that. So now I have 2 more pockets to finish, and I pull out this washi tape from Freckled Fawn, and I was going to cut the end of it off, and then I decided, I started looking through my stamps again, and I've been finding that I've been using mainly 3 different stamp sets. 2 stamp sets from Studio Calico and 1 from Technique Tuesday. And this one right here from Technique Tuesday, if you are looking for a very versatile scrapbook style stamp set, this is it. You got to get this stamp set. It's from 2018. It's called Scrapbook It. That's the name of it, Scrapbook It. And I just love like every single stamp on it. It's my most used stamp set, and I do like it. So I ended up using that washi, and I got the photo on there just where I wanted it. And then I end up stamping on here, been there, done that, got the photo to prove it. And yeah, using that Brilliance ink again. And I'll set that stamp set aside, or that stamp aside as well. And then this little heart is a heart from Felicity Jane. And again, just in little areas around on the spread, I wanted to get a little bit of shiny gold. And so that was like a perfect little piece to add on there. And then that card is done. So with each card, I add, I don't know, 3 or 4 things, right? And that's it. And I'm good with that. I probably don't write as much as I should on my spreads. And you'll see what I do about that in a few minutes. But on this card, I had another one of those round embellishments. Again, I think it's from Ellie's Studio. And this one says Simply Adorable. And I wrote on it, so this is 4 weeks into quarantine. And I wrote, early evening one night, Madison sat on the couch. I put down my iPad and we talked and talked. We almost never get to do this. It was just what we both needed. Yeah, so that was good. And then I wanted to put something on the bottom, so I went back to that same Prima sticker sheet and I pulled out a little sticker that says True Story. And then I pulled out this stamp, which I've used several times, and also from this one is from a Studio Calico stamp set, and it says Still a Work in Progress. And I can see that it's a little hard to see on that striped background, but then I figure, well, I saw someone else, I think it was one of the Crystals, I want to say it was Crystal Becker, that did something I thought was really cool. I mean, I'm sure you've probably seen it before, but I wanted to do a little bit more documenting. So I did a little bit of a hidden documenting. Maybe it was Tashi that I saw do this. I don't know, whoever it was. But if you know, leave it in the comment. And I know that this is not anything new or anything, earth shattering. But it was very helpful for this particular spread. And then I pulled out another stamp from that stamp set that says "The struggle is real." And what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to put it behind that card with that big circular piece on it. So this is where I definitely do a little editing, because you didn't need to watch me write this whole thing. But I wrote on here, "On most days, Madison won't let me snap a photo of her. But on this day, she did, as we sat in the living room and talked and talked." And I just wanted to make sure that I captured the fact that, an almost 11-year-old is like not super happy about photos, or at least not my almost 11-year-old. So now I pulled out an old Stampin' Up! Punch, tab punch, and I'm going to put that up on top. But you'll see what I do here. I go back to the spot where it's going to go, and it was covering up those hearts, right, in the pocket above it. So I just took my scissors and I cut it down so that I could put it lower on the card that I'm going to staple it on, and then it won't cover up those hearts like it was. So I just trimmed a little bit off the bottom, and then that worked out really well. And I just checked again there, and all was good. And of course, I used my tiny attacher just to get that on there, and I was really happy with that. So that's just going to stick behind there in the pocket. But I wanted to write something on the tab, and I'm like, well, do I write, pull or something like that? And I'm like, no, I'm going to write story here. So that's what I wrote on that little tab, and it was just perfect. It just worked. It just allowed me to get a little bit more documenting on there. So I would love to invite you to subscribe to my channel, and I'm showing you up close here all the different pockets. And if you enjoyed the video, definitely go ahead and hit that like button, and like I said, hit that subscribe button, and you can come on this project life journey with me. And here's a couple photos, and I hope that you enjoyed. Have a wonderfully blessed weekend and week. Okay, bye-bye, everybody.